Hello everybody. This is me, Gibbon. In this video, we're gonna talk about SHA, the most asked question out of every single question here in this channel. Um, I think very regularly about how to explain SHA, and I realized that we should not make difference between bruises and SHA, because from this mistakes come all the stupid questions and all the wrong kind of thoughts about SHA. And why? Because first of all, I have medical degree, so SHA is basically a bruise. Why? Because they have the same chemical substances like a bruise. It is basically the same, but why? The bruise after paida we call it SHA, and why the bruise after a punch we call it a bruise, and why there is a difference. Um, Usually, um, there are a few very interesting situations that we should look at. For example, if we got kicked in the left hip super hard, if we have kicked in the right hip at the exactly same place again super hard, we will have bruises in both because there will be huge damage in our hips, okay? But for example, if we apply PIDA for 1 hour straight on, let's say, left bicep, and then apply same amount of PIDA at exactly same uh, but symmetrical right biceps, we can have different bruises. I mean, even we can have a lot of bruises on the left and almost no bruises on the right, or the opposite. Of course, we can have bruises in both left and right. But if we, for example, slap the other symmetrical parts, we can see this trend that in some parts we will have a lot of bruises, and in the exactly same part on the other side of the body where the structures are totally the same, we have totally different amount of bruises, of these bruises. And what does that mean? That in one of the parts of your body, the structures are stronger, the structures are healthier, and you have better energy flow in these parts of the body. For people who believe in the invisible energy, they can imagine it with the invisible energy. For people who are more scientifically um, interested and want to explain with the modern science something, they can explain this by some kind of blockage of the lymph fluid of the blood, and also the nerve supply in this certain area. And we cannot say SHA is not a bruise, because it is a bruise. But why we have it, why some people have it more, why some people have it less, and why we have in one and the same part of our body, just symmetrical, totally different amount of these bruises. And also why we have a lot of bruises, for example, on the arms, and not so much bruises for the same amount of pinda on the legs. In some people, it's totally the opposite. They bruise the legs super easy in the first few slaps, but they need a lot if we talk about their arms. And this is the thing. This is how you should think about SHA, um, not thinking about SHA as something magical, as some form of lies, because we can see these SHA lies in many places. Let's say, for example, the wet cupping therapy. I don't know if you're familiar with wet cupping therapy, but it is basically cupping therapy, but before the cupping therapy, they make you a few little superficial cuts on the skin, and they suck a bit of blood on the in the in these glasses. So the therapists wait for the blood to clot, you see, and they said, "Oh, you see this? These are toxins." This is not true, you see. This is just the blood that clotted. This is like this is why the blood looks like a jelly, because this is a function of the blood. This is not something that shows the amount of toxins that you have in this blood. Because actually, when you suck at some point, the blood that comes is from the whole body, because the blood is circulating all the time. It's not something like you suck the blood from here. We are modern people. We know that we know a lot about the physiology. We have a lot of specialists who we can ask. We can go to doctors. So we have access to very useful information when we talk about our physiology. And Sha is a bruise. No one can say that it is not a bruise. But why we are making ourselves these bruises? It's not because we like them. It's not because we think that we detoxify. Doesn't matter that I we can say that I kind of disagree from with the book, but they say that these bruises, by them we are detoxifying our bodies. In my opinion, it's not the case, and we'll tell you why. Once you have very long paida session on, let's say, inside of the elbow, my first paida, I got so much bruises, they were even black. Second paida, way less bruises. The third paida, no bruises at all. But the effect after every paida session on the elbow was there. Doesn't matter if I had or didn't have these bruises, okay? Um, of course, I felt it more after the first paida session, I felt the difference, but it was my first paida session, okay? So we are not making paida because of the bruises. The bruises are just a sign of big blockage somewhere. And we know that if we keep slapping with every next PIDA session, we will have less and less bruises. Why? Because the weak parts of our body, the weak parts of, let's say, this specific area, they will disappear, they will degrade, they will destruct. You see, there is no construction without destruction. And we make this destruction on our weak parts here, and only the healthy parts remain in this area. Also, this destruction that we are making is is pretty much in control. It's not like super hard hit. It is like by gentle hits, not very hard, with a flat object, only like this, not like this or like this. We are just applying it exactly like this. And um, this is very easy for our body to deal with. And also the hormones that are producing by these bruises, by these slaps here, they send signals to our internal organs and to our nervous system for repairing processes, for anabolic processes here in this area. You see, the bruises said, hey, we have a lot of destruction here, let's switch to construction mode, okay, to repair all this stuff, to take out the garbage and to use the good substances again to construct the new healthier tissues in this area. So and I want to point one more time on this thing. Even if you stop having your bruises, you will still have effect after a PIDA session. Doesn't matter if there are bruises or not. Some people get think a lot about sha, and they think that only if they got the sha out, they unblock and they detoxify themselves. In reality, that is not true, and this reality comes with your practice. The more you practice, the more you understand what really is happening. By Paida, actually, we are making this energy transformation and energy and increase the energy flow in the body in the specific meridian. Doesn't matter if there is Sha or not. Sha may appear, may not appear, but by applying Paida, we are making these energy changes in the body. This is what matters. And I almost have no Sha in, especially on the four main areas. I cannot remember the last time I got, for example, blue dot somewhere on the elbows, for example, or on the wrists, knees, and feet. I have no Sha at all, but I improve myself a lot. Why? Because I transform my energy when I apply Paida. I make my energy move fast, and by covering a lot of these areas, I cover a lot of meridians and make huge energy changes in my body. And I use this energy to heal. I mean, it happens automatically. I don't think about it. I just apply PIDA and everything happens like this without having any more effort, because you know the energy can go only through the channels. It cannot escape somewhere and in the outer world. The If you apply it like this, the energy flows in the channels. If you apply like this, the energy is not flying in the room. So yeah, basically. Oh, sorry. Ooh, my laptop almost died. I can see that I have question. Okay, Michael. Oh, nice to see you, Michael. Good to see you. Hello, friend. Especially spots of Sha appear during vacuum cupping therapy on the back, on the meridian of the bladder. Sometimes they are black. Um, yeah. Another topic actually is the color of the Sha. This is something very interesting. Um, the black color, the dark red color, uh, is most commonly a sign of inflammation. If the color is like blue, more bluish, it's a sign of too much cold, like cold or damp. And if the color is like again black or dark red, it is caused by heat or inflammation. Um, but you see, this is what is written in the book. Actually, the real Paidalajin practitioner doesn't care about the reason, doesn't care about the name of the disease. He's just strict in his Paidalajin practice, and everything disappears just by stretching. So yeah, but I strongly recommend Paida on, I mean, cupping therapy on the back. I love it. I'm very regular in this thing. I do it a lot. I bought myself cups, and I asked my girlfriend to apply. And actually, we did this as a couple. First, she on my back, and then I'm applying cupping therapy to her. We both enjoy it. Sometimes the effects are super big, but every time is good for the immune system. I like it a lot, and it's also very hard to slap on the back, so it's kind of some form of healing instead of slapping. But of course, Paida is hundreds of times better. Okay, guys, I hope you get what I'm saying. Again, Sha is a bruise, but this bruise is a sign of weak tissue. So sometimes we have a lot, sometimes we don't, but we still move the energy. Okay. Um, we are applying Paida not to get out the shot. This is not the main reason. We apply Paida for the energy flow, and to increase the energy flow and to transform the energy from yin qi to yang qi, to this hot yang qi. Okay, thanks a lot for watching this video. I don't want to make these super long videos anymore, like half an hour. I'll stick to some kind of 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I think it's better. Thanks a lot and see you in the next video. Michael, thank you for the discussion, and bye bye everybody.